Oh, it's all really quiet. How is everybody else doing? Is everybody gone for lunch?
That is a
I'm
dangerous
still here.
invitation.
Yeah, I know, right? Get
I think
everyone
Darren's
talking.
nursing off the hangover.
And then they all go on immediately.
I'm waiting for my pasta to cook.
Aw.
I
Everybody
only
made that
eat once a
left
day.
turn and went down to certain doom.
Yeah, I already had my lunch. I was eating about an hour ago, so
Ah.
I didn't want to be stuffing my face while we had a chance to talk openly. So I'll never give up a chance to talk publicly.
Why not both? Though? That's
Oh,
my
wait. Are we posting Twitter links? I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're posting Twitter links.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I told everyone to
noticed I
chill.
was downstairs.
Did
Like-
someone say shilling?
Chill.
Oh shit! I
Chill,
can put my
chill,
Twitter
chill,
on here.
Chill.
Let's
Chill.
go. Let's go.
Oh my god, I can't
Still
believe I'm gonna have
all
to go
the
back
things.
through these and follow everyone that I'm not following.
I'm probably
There's so
following
many.
everyone, but we'll see.
Yeah, me too, but still.
This chat has gone insane.
We should
Yeah.
have a just a place where all the
Yeah, there should be a
Twitter.
channel.
Yeah,
There's
like a
actually
for your
a sheet for
tweeters.
this.
yeah.
There's so many Twitters. Oh no.
So
Yeah.
many Twitters.
Okay, so there's this sign up sheet that I just posted.
Okay.
It will be gone in a second.
yeah, you should
It is
put
gone.
stuff in there. and
Click,
edit
click,
your-
click. Hurry.
yeah, pin it like so it
Yeah,
doesn't
the-
get buried.
Hint.
2019 people.
2019, yeah, VNCom 2019 people.
A lot of
Dude,
people.
I count as a person? Since
That's
when?
a lot of people.
Yeah, we're just it's temporary.
Oh,
It'll go back to normal soon.
well, damn. Okay. I see how it is.
Discord.
so out of curiosity, which talk is everybody most excited for going forward?
Uh-oh.
No, don't put me on the spot.
That's
Max.
That's a dangerous question.
What the question?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking forward to Raichu's talk more than anyone
Yeah,
else's.
I've worked on a lot of bad H games.
It's
I'm-
dangerous.
Just by that time, I'm usually super inebriated, so it's always a good time. So
Drunk
This conf.
Well, I'm looking
Last
forward to
year in
Augie's
lunch, I
just
got-
because I need it to get bingo. Like, I have all the other squares filled, and when that starts, I will have a bingo.
I
yeah,
couldn't think of.
you're only useful for bingos. God.
There were so many things I could have picked on for Agi for the bingo, and I'm just like, you know what? Just let's put everything down. So
All of them, yeah.
just all the things.
I'm actually quite looking forward to the how to organize an online game dev conference.
Yeah.
I just think that that's going to be really interesting to get an insight into the sort of. I assume we are find out a bit more about how VNConf is organized.
I have
Yeah.
a hunch that step one is be crazy.
Mm.
Confirms an eye. Okay.
Close.
Ooh.
I can respect it.
Honestly, I'm
Because
really
That's
fascinated
step
by
one for being everything, though.
I'm really fascinated by the talk rating for fast forwarding. I've never even really considered that as an element to any of the things that I've worked on. But I guess that's more because the way I typically play is if I'm going to reread something, I'd rather skip all the text that I've already read unless it's something that I would consider to be like very, very meaty. For example, if I was to reread, say, Steins Gate or Umineko, I'd probably still reread it.
The Steins Gate. I mean, I've obviously I know about the anime as well as the game. I've never actually played it. What
It
sort of-
has
give me a sense of it. What's it
it
like?
has excellent art and very, very stellar UI elements from what little I've played of it. Like I can't really, it's been a while. But I do think that other than some pacing issues toward the end, the anime is definitely a good way to experience it. I don't necessarily know if I would say one of them is better than the other. It really depends on how much time you have and where your interests lie, I guess.
Don't watch the Umineko
I think
anime.
at least one person mentioned Steins Gate as being their example of a memorable choice. I'm sort of curious to know what kind of decision that was. Anybody have any Any idea?
The chat was moving too fast.
It's in my backlog because I'm a game developer with a backlog.
Yeah. I need to
I've
finish
read it.
reading
What's the
Umineko,
question?
but there's
Sorry.
some localization choices in that, well, you'll see when I get to my talk. But it's not great.
Oh. What was the question
Um,
about Science Gate, though?
She had mentioned that
There was somebody who
Uh,
mentioned that it was their memorable choice. But so I was just wondering what kind, because usually when people mention that, that is usually a good indication that that game will probably have multiple such opportunities for choice. I just thought maybe people had an idea of what that, what sort of choices they are typically in Steins Gate.
Oh, I mean, there's a number of them. There's like the binary choices, like you pick do like 1 or 3 selections or 4 selections, and then there's also like Papyra is mentioning is that you can use a cell phone inside the game to make texts and calls, which are also kind of a non-uniform type of choice that you can make. So you can't actually get some of the endings unless you do that exactly right. And I think a lot of people agree that you need a guide for some of the endings, but
yeah, it's very complex.
Ooh, yeah.
The one that I chose was actually Danganronpa because it's really the only major choice in that game. Of course, it's also extremely spoiler heavy.
Yeah.
But
When I hear choice, sorry.
the point is that essentially you've built all of this player character affinity by playing it, and it really is a difficult choice to make because of the possible ramifications. Then what happens is it will lead you to basically an ending that, while short, I would say is still satisfying in a way, but very bittersweet. And then it will just jump you back to the choice without you having to reload or redo any of the case.
Mm.
Okay, that's interesting. So does it tend to do that throughout? Whenever you get to an
No.
ending, it will take you back.
Well, there's only the 2 endings in
Right.
Danganronpa. Just and that's the only major choice in the game. Whereas there's also an issue with the third one, where you can essentially find these hidden routes because of the way the game is structured, but they're often obfuscated in such a way that you wouldn't necessarily think to look for them. Or like the game mentions, okay, this is an option that you have by presenting this evidence in a certain way at the right time. You can kind of, essentially what happens is you're making a choice, but it will the scene will flow back into itself very quickly, so it doesn't actually have much meaning, on top of the fact that it's difficult to do.
There's part of the enjoyment then in the difficulty.
Well, actually, I felt that the difficulty kind of detracted from the enjoyment in a way, because while you are putting 2 and 2 together, the nature of that game and its gameplay are very much I stumbled across them by accident, and I think that's fine. I just think that for what they are and how rare they are, perhaps they should have been a bigger deal, especially since the focus of that game is on the concept of lying in order to probe deeper into the truth, is one of the minor themes of that game, and I feel like it could have been expressed better by using that mechanic.
Very interesting. Well, I look forward to having a stab at it, because although I think, as people have said, you can watch the anime to get the story, I'm always interested in the interactive experience, which is
Honestly, for
something
Danganronpa,
different.
I wouldn't recommend it because the anime has serious pacing issues. And it's also generally better, in my opinion, as somebody who really likes mysteries and who writes a lot of them, that you're essentially playing a glorified detective game on top of the actual detective game, like the actual gameplay. And so in the anime, it's a lot harder to piece things together because many things are glossed over for the sake of time. and as such, some reveals come kind of out of nowhere, but not quite. It's very much if you already played the game, you're probably going to enjoy this, but most people aren't.
Okay, interesting.
Melon for Jenner makes a good point that it's more or less a cash grab. However, the Danganronpa 3 anime, other than the final episode, is extremely good in my opinion. Because it's actually not based on the third game, it came out before. And it's more of a bridging point between the first two games and this new one, in a weird way.
I like the choice towards the end of the second Ace Attorney game, but I probably can't elaborate without spoilers.
I haven't finished 2 yet.
It's probably
Ooh. Okay,
it's
no,
probably
that-
one
that's
of the
a
best
two.
cases in the entire series and makes up for the
You
rest
need
of
to
the
finish
game
two.
being a little under par.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember we did a fan voicing of that we did it on Skype for like a year and a half or so, where we voiced all the characters. And doing that entire section, we took a poll because we had fucked up our saves, so we didn't have a save point that we could go back to without redoing the whole thing, and no one wanted to do that. So we actually ended up taking a poll to pick which one we wanted to go with.
I think Zero Escape, like 999, VLR, and Zero Time Dilemma do a very good job of making your choices meaningful, but also in a way the game's kind of stronger on you into exploring every possible route as well, which in a way kind of, if you examine it from a top-down perspective, it actually makes every choice that you make meaningless because you're going to have to explore all the options anyway to succeed.
I enjoyed that one, except for the part where you had to get one ending first in order to get the true ending. And if you made all the correct choices, but you hadn't unlocked the other one, it just froze you there. It was like, welp,
Yeah.
you die.
My favorite part about Zero Escape 3 was beating the game in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was great.
Speed
I
run.
didn't realize
I
like,
don't want to do this. Bye.
the best part of that is the callback, though.
I like the third game just because it's a B movie in video game form.
I really didn't enjoy the third game. I felt that the characters were extremely weak. The puzzles were still very, very good, but it just didn't strike. It wasn't as compelling, in my opinion, especially given the amount of setup that it was given in the first two.
I think it's a fun time, and then you get to big reveals towards the end, and then everything kind of starts to come off the rails. But up until that point, it's a fun time. And even when it falls off the rails, it's still just hilarious for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that's true. I think part of the issue with it is honestly the presentation. Like the 3D models look very janky.
Yeah, I just treat it like a B movie, and I think it's a really fun B movie.
Well, that's an interesting topic, though. 3D models and visual novels. How do you feel about that?
I think they work well in the new Ace Attorney games because they managed to keep up the expressive-ness on the 2D faces. Because the faces are in 2 dimensions, that allows them to like be expressive. I think you can get a lot of expressions out of sprites in general, and it's kind of like that's a good marriage of the two ideas.
I kind of have mixed feelings about them, honestly. A lot of indie devs that we see them kind of use these really poorly made models and super bad lighting, but a lot of professional ones, like I mean, Justin's here, I think, but like the ones like in Necrobarista are very stylized and very nice to look at. But also the if you've ever seen some of the Arc System 3D stuffs like Blaze Blue or with the Dragon Ball Z game, 3D models can be made to look like 2D 2D anime or 2D cartoons, and it works extremely well when done right. And I think it could be applied really easily to VNs.
I think I'll always have a soft spot for 2D art, though. In a way, there are so many things that no matter how good looking the 3D art is, it still can't have the same kind of level of plasticity almost as what you get from 2D in the in the face and the different expressions.
Yeah, and you should definitely check out some of the Arc System stuff, because the core principle behind what they do with their 3D models is to try to capture that squash and stretch that you see in 2D. And it's definitely worth a look, if nothing else.
On top of that, they are also stellar fighting games.
That aside.
I think
Someone
sprites.
who adores them.
I think sprites generally lend themselves to more expressiveness and better like better ability, just like general expression. Like you can they're basically treated as the canvas you can just do things with, and they're a bit more flexible on that front. With 3D models, it requires a bit more precision, which kind of like loses something in the process of conversion. It can work if you're able to marry the two together, but it's harder to do that with 3D models versus sprites.
All right.
The strength of 3D models, of course, is that they're much easier to animate.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you could change their outfits more easily.
Yes.
Not that that's super important to me or anything.
I don't know about you. That's the only reason I buy games.
Amen to that.
Can you change their outfits? No?
It's all about the outfit DLC. Let's go, guys.
Mm-hmm. What do we have in the chat?
But no, the it's not a visual novel, but like the story grid examples that I always go with is the Quantic Dream games. So like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human,
Mm-hmm.
where it's literally every single choice in some way, shape, or form has like it determines how far a character gets, whether or not they're dead, whether or not there's just so much different things going on. Like to do a story grid of that, that's the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like people are
I
asking for visual
absolutely
novels,
loved
and I'm like,
the tree that they show at the end of each chapter. I just thought that was so clever. You know, you get to see every choice you made, and I guess compare against what the rest of the world did. But I think that's less important than in terms of actually feeling like your choices had consequences. That is just such a brilliant way of showing it, because so much of the time, particularly in games like that, you never, unless you are aware that it could have been different, you will think that what you did was the only correct solution.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Actually, I saw recently that Renpai Tom has posted. Well, last year he posted an article on how to use Google Analytics in Renpai, but I haven't
Yeah.
looked at it yet. It's on Patreon, but I don't really use Patreon, but that might be something to look into.
Mm-hmm. I am kind of surprised. I mean, I guess it's still very recent, so I'm not that surprised. But we're not talking so much about Bandersnatch right now.
Oh yeah.
I've
Oh,
yet to
Yeah, I
play
tried
it.
Too
all the
spoilery?
routes. Nah,
Yeah,
I
might
heard
be
that they
too
used
soon.
Twine to make the outline it. That's what I
Yeah.
read.
Is it
Oh.
good?
The outline was done in Twine. Guys, we're legit. We're finally legit.
Did you guys hear that Netflix invented VNs?
Oh no! It's the worst time.
Uh-oh. It's just
It isn't even the first VN on Steam, not Steam, for Netflix. But
yeah, well,
it's not the first
yeah.
VN on Netflix. Is probably the biggest profile one. Like what came before it, Minecraft and Cat's Puss in Boots.
Oh, yeah.
Puss in Boots was on there for ages.
Did anyone? I mean, if no
Did
one
anyone
observed
play
it,
it?
was it really? I was gonna say, if no one observed it, did it really happen?
So much Shrek franchise disrespect in this conference.
Oh no. It's interesting because I was reading a lot of the people talking about watching / playing whatever Bandersnatch, and everyone's like, making choices is so hard. This is very difficult. It's like, wow, this is your first time? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet summer child.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some choices. Like you can go back, and after the kind of it, you go down a dead end, you can skip back. And then I was like, well, this is the same thing as like rolling back, loading a save. We can even load saves
Yeah,
in
you
games,
can load
not
a
on Netflix.
save.
Guys, remember those like old DVD games?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, I had one on Laserdisc.
I think
God,
one of
you
the
did?
highlights. I think one of the highlights is that I got. Remember the Lion King 1.5 and how absolutely hard to the wall they went on their bonus features.
Oh no.
Did they have like games and stuff on it?
Yes, they had branching paths as one of the
Oh my
optional
goodness.
games. and you could go to the Haunted Pride Lands, which is a Haunted Mansion XP. That's literally all I remember about it. But they went so hard on those bonus features for a mediocre directed video.
Well, I mean, you know, it was someone's like first time doing it, and they're like, every idea I've ever had is going in here. I don't know when I'm gonna get another chance.
The bonus features are really fun. I like them. I'm just surprised they went so hard on the directed video movie.
The only way they could convince him to do it.
Yes.
That's exciting, though. Yeah.
Magical Diary Kickstarter.
I
Yeah.
legitimately cannot wait
What?
for that. Oh my
Magical
god.
Diary 2 finally happening.
I know.
I reviewed the first one. Holy shit. That was
It was one of the
forever.
first VNs I played. What?
Yeah,
Holy-
yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Magical Diary 2 is happening.
Well, I'm actually surprised that didn't come up in one of my feeds. When did that come up?
I think they launched this week.
Okay,
Wow,
so
I
I
didn't
think like just
went
today,
over my
right?
radar.
Posting?
Was it today? Man, this morning.
I got the newsletter today because I mean, I think we're all occupied with looking at Discord and stuff. We haven't been looking at other
Oh,
things.
well, my feed is on Discord, so that's why I'm like, what? I've got something that tracks this. Why isn't that coming up? Oh, it's because she marked it as an RPG. Shoot.
You'll get more attention, but
The
Yeah.
new marketing strategy, guys. Just like release
Yeah.
something during the conference.
not a visual novel.
I missed the window. Shit, guys. Such a good idea.
I'm contemplating what pledge level to go with. I'm thinking I'd quite like to graffiti something on a dungeon wall.
Yeah.
Oh, she did a graffiti
Question
tier
is, what
too.
for like graffiti?
Oh man, she did. I feel ripped off.
What?
No, we had a graffiti tier in our Kickstarter
Oh.
that ran in the one I'm talking about today.
Man, it's gonna come standard at some point. If I had unlimited monetary resources, I would back every Kickstarter at the really high tier where you're allowed to put your own character in the game, and then just like put myself in every single one, hoping that like years from now people will play games and feel this weird cognitive dissonance because there's the same person in the background of every game I'm playing.
That'd be so
That would be
awesome.
awesome.
Like that's the plan, you guys. That's the if I won the lottery plan.
That sounds like a good use of your money, honestly. Hell yeah.
Just everyone agrees to use the same generic character.
Yes, just the same random bit character just off in
Eileen.
the background doing their thing. I hope.
Oh
it's,
wait, why don't you do that for like NaNoWriMo or something?
everything.
Everyone agrees to just have like this one sprite somewhere.
Yeah.
Talk to me
I
about
would
it.
give it a
Definitely.
no.
Like we can organize something.
Yes.
If there's anything we do, it's NaNoWriMo.
Yeah. Oh man, I haven't nanoed in a while, and I feel bad
Oh,
because I'm
man.
organizing it every year now.
Oh hell yeah.
I'm actually excited because I think this year I might actually try to make a project.
Well, organizing, I take that back. I always do the Itch Jam page. It's as a group, the community organizes it every year, so I shouldn't take
Gotcha.
that.
Okay.
But I always
still pretty
I've been
awesome.
doing the Itch page for a while now, and so I
But
always
it's always good to be the
submit
figurehead
theirs.
of the thing.
Yeah, something that popular. Hell yeah. Because like everyone does that. Well, not everyone, but like a lot of people that get their, feet wet in the industry do NaNoWriMo. Like that's like what we did to get big. Like Palinurus was really big for us for NaNoWriMo.
How big was it?
I mean, like, I if I talk about it, then I'll feel bad because I talked about it last year as well, and I probably talked about it the year before because like everyone always asks, "What's Palinurus?"
But Wolf, what's
Uh,
Palinurus?
God fucking
Oh wow.
Oh wow, that's
It's-
If anyone's listening to this, you can go ahead and drink. Just start drinking
well,
now.
let's see.
Yeah,
Where's the
please.
swearing
Chill,
box?
chill, chill.
Because like
Check out
half
the
the
swearing
time I
box and
feel
bingo. We're
bad.
doing it.
Because like the thing that I always say is that Renpai Tom's one that like got it popular because he really loved the game, and I don't want to like say, hey, this guy that I love, you know, look at the fame he got us. No, but like yeah, Palinurus was big because of Renpai Tom pretty much. So like we owe a lot to him.
Red
Wait,
Pice
wait.
Tom
Love
still hasn't
Kevin? Well,
followed me
you've
on
been
Twitter.
cheating on me?
He's the
Aw.
best. Like I'll ask
Oh,
a
fuck.
programming question, he'll answer like pretty quickly in the Renpai channel.
Like Renpai Tom, I know he's listening, so like I don't want to talk about him too much, but he's fucking amazing, and no other like engine around like has the accessibility. So
When will
Oh,
Red Pice Tom
yeah.
follow me on
can
Twitter?
someone link his
Thank you
Patreon like 10 more times, please? Because everyone deserves like he deserves as many Patreon supporters as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
did
back
my,
through that.
anybody didn't realize, but you probably did, I did all of my talk or presented in Renpai. So from now on, I've
Mhm.
decided it's better than PowerPoint as well while we're at it.
Exactly. I'm actually thinking of making the trailer in Renpai as well because I don't know editing and effects and stuff.
The shill stream is now live. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's that chill thing that everybody keeps talking about. I feel either very old or very British. I'm not sure, one of the two of them, because I don't know what this shill thing means.
It means to like show
Sell
off your
out.
own work.
Shamelessly
Sell out.
self-promote.
Yeah.
Shamelessly self-promote.
Are you putting it on the screen?
Ah.
Oh my god, I love you.
yes.
Why not?
Chill, chill.
Support Tom. He is the best person ever of all time. We love him so much.
Historically speaking, a shill is a plant that you put in the audience. So when you try to sell something, they pretend to be an audience member and go, "Oh, that's awesome! I gotta buy like 5."
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
yes.
accept my PayPal payment later, Tom. Don't worry about it.
Well,
It's
if we're
affordable,
talking
everyone
about
can have
self promotion, then I may as well link everybody to my cup of coffee, The Trouble with Earl Grey. In
Yeah.
case anybody's
Yes.
not, played that already.
Yeah, I
Um,
need that in my life.
I mean, I have to say that it was written a while ago, and yeah, particularly Earl Grey Forever After, which is the romance with Earl Grey. I don't think is my best work, but here you go, chill from me as well.
Man,
All the
spoiler
chill.
alert. The minute you start
It's,
something new, your last project is no longer your best work.
I don't know about you, but like our project 4 years ago is still like our best work. Just saying.
Well, I mean, same, but that's because I haven't released anything in 4 years.
Oh no.
Double rip.
When will Senpai Tom follow me on Twitter?
Oh, that's a
Please.
good one. That's a good one.
I
That's
need
the
it.
one
I wrote Palinurus. It was me and some other people like Electra.
It was our studio. We did it.
But he follows Electra and not me.
Wait, he doesn't
Man.
follow you, Tootie?
No.
He
Same.
follows like I mean he follows because I like mentioned him saying it's my resolution this year to earn a follow from him. And
The face when
apparently
you wrote Palinurus and haven't earned the follow.
No.
Rip.
It's okay. I'm not sad.
oh no. Oh no. Yeah, like honestly, Tootie, you don't get a lot enough credit. Like everyone thinks like Electro when they think Pally, and he did a lot, but like you did the other half of the game. So like you, Tootie, and Instant Riot, like you, Instant Riot, and Electro would deserve all of the credit. 100%.
I think Brythane's scene was really cool too. Yeet.
Oh, Rempitam, linked your followers. Hell yeah.
The proof is here.
Yeah, there he is. Thanks, Vampire Talk.
My dreams do come true.
It's like
Only in
getting
VR,
valuable
Tom.
things.
Do dreams come true?
Tom, do you follow Instant? Instant did all of the artwork. In terms of sprite work. And he doesn't chill himself enough, so I'm gonna chill him for him. Also, make sure you post more artwork, Instant. We love you.
That's awesome.
Is that fire breathing bunny?
Oh, wait, what?
Wait.
What?
That's probably the best Twitter icon
Oh.
I've seen in probably at least 6 months.
I love that. That's good.
See.
Oh yeah, that's like the first thing I thought about when Tom followed me. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna see nothing but inspirational posts, pictures of cats, and maybe some watercress news. That's all the time.
I was bracing for my talk because Lilo was cuddling up by my lap for the better part of half an hour. I was like, I can't focus on my presentation when you're asking for head pats.
Dude, share pictures of cats, man.
Yeah,
Everyone, the
cats,
cat tax.
cats,
Cat
cats.
tax.
Okay. One sec. I should have some on my phone.
Pretty set on cats being the best.
Mm-hmm.
Cat tax. Cat.
I mean, that's why there are cat girls and not dog girls.
Oh boy.
Alright, here's some cat tax going on right down here. That is Olaf and Bellatrix. I don't know why they named the cat after the wizard Nazi from Harry Potter, but we
Wait,
just
what?
call her Bella.
Oh my god, look at them. Little paws.
They're good paws.
They're good paws.
Oh,
It's the cat tax.
I love it.
I have 5 cats at home.
Dude, that's paradise.
Yes.
I have a picture of a cat in my PowerPoint too, but it's over 50 megabytes apparently, so I can't post it to Discord.
It's a large picture of a cat.
Yeah, I
Is
like
it a
I
large
got it.
cat?
I mean, she's not too big, but it's like the cat that like got us through our NaNoWriMo last year, so I had to include her. Because for Watercress, we don't get paid in exposure; we get paid in cats and cat pictures.
That's fine.
It's
Really
good.
nice.
It's good until you see your bills, and then you're like, screw it, I got cats.
I know, right? I have like 50 Discords. Oh no.
Yeah, and they don't have a good scroll bar for servers. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you guys.
Allow us to group them, please. That's what I want.
Grouping them would be nice too, but just the ability.
Another server.
And also the scroll
Folders.
bars are horrible in this app on the desktop.
I'm in way too many servers right now, but we're gonna add one more because Katie is a cool person
Mm-hmm.
and a respectable colleague.
Some people are waking up
Yay.
Good morning.
everywhere. Yeah, that's a problem.
More cats. Ooh, and a doggo.
Yay! Good,
Dog.
now the best conference I've ever been to.
That we have a whole hour dedicated to just cat shilling. And
Yeah, we have 30 minutes left just for animals.
Pics
I'm
of
so
your
happy.
cat.
Link your
what's better?
cats.
Like lunch and pets. Come on.
Lunch, pets, and chilling. Yeah.
Another cat. Outside
Meow.
cat. Wait, why is the cat's house thing in a little cellar window thing? I have many questions.
Ask not about the cat.
I have a lot of questions.
Is
Very
that
concerned.
is that Tom's cat?
Oh, cockatoo.
Bird.
Beautiful.
Oh, okay.
That's a good burb.
So like for real, if you want to attract more people to your already really nice Patreon, just like make a reward cat pictures every week.
Hmm.
It's a legitimate strategy, and I love it because cats.
Yeah, on my Patreon, our favorite, most popular tier is one where I just post pictures of food.
Oh, food pictures. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
always photos of ramen, so I call it nude pics.
Oh.
And we got puns.
And more puns.
Oh.
I need a drink after that. Not even because of the.
I need to
the
just
rules.
down one.
I'm gonna have to open that bottle I got next to my desk here.
Did you go out and get more?
No,
I told you to go out and get more. Why not? Why didn't you do it?
it's already like a gigantic bottle of whiskey. I don't need to get more.
Oh,
There's almost cat colonies.
that is like a boy band picture, you know, like
Oh,
a
that's great.
early 2000s rock band picture.
I was going to ask Ginian, what kind of whiskey? Rye, bourbon, Scotch, single malt?
Right now, it's just a simple bourbon. I just have a bottle of Jack Daniel's sitting by my desk.
Daniel's is all right. I like Dewar's Honey Scotch is pretty good. It's kind of my most recent drink of choice.
I usually put like a drop of maple syrup in mine to like take the edge off, and then.
Are you sure you're not Canadian as well, secretly?
I'm not. I just prefer
Fair enough.
like.
That's what they
Canadian, not
all
sure.
say.
I like cider. I'm
Mm,
simple, just bitter cider's good.
Yeah, cider is my like anti-drug. I'm pretty sure.
Cider is very
That
nice.
is excellent.
right.
I just saw that my cats are up there on the stream.
Yep.
I'm gonna post a picture of baby Olaf.
I get to put whatever I feel like at this lunch hour, and yay! Oh my god!
It's amazing
Baby,
being in a meeting with Tootie. He's like, you know, like so annoyed and exacerbated, and then suddenly he's like, "Oh, cute
Oh,
little
God.
Tootie." It's so funny.
That is not a cat. That is just diabetes in a picture.
Oh, baby Olaf had an eye problem and he nearly died, but he got better and now he's a big boy.
Yay!
He's a big, happy, friendly boy that likes the flops.
And all right, let's go see what Twitter is doing. What insanity have people been doing outside of my view?
What? Nothing. What? Nothing.
So many fun people. Endless cat pictures. This is great.
Yes, please.
Let me take a look at the schedule. What's up? We have the interesting experience block next.
Oh, that's how you arranged it.
Wait, how many experiences are there?
So one
All of
Kickstarter postmortem, Kickstarter analysis, surviving PAX, the novel reading room, and your why did you do NaNoRenO with 60 people? So that's all unique experiences as far as I'm concerned.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the cat and the covers and the.
He looks like he has an
Forward
infected
to,
eye.
I look forward to hearing some of the Kickstarter experiences. I was involved in the Kickstarter for Broken Sword 5, and I think we had close to 10,000 backers at the time, which was just complete insanity. So ever since, I don't think my sanity has ever fully recovered. So I always enjoy hearing how other people have gone about it.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you're probably not going to hear a whole lot about me panicking or anything. I was pretty super organized, and we had a pretty strong strategy for running it. So, I mean, yeah, it's scary, but I don't know. Like, it's, I think once you're prepared for it, it's just not so bad. So,
Yeah, I was super
It's a good
surprised to hear that like yours didn't make it because I'm like, what the fuck? Like it's Nye. Like it's the Nye.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's I'll go into it when I go through it, but we missed some goals, and unrelated to the money, we missed some of those goals, and that really tripped us up pretty hard. I don't know. I'll talk about it soon.
Wait, Wolf. The Nye, as seen on Dev Talk, trademark.
As seen on Dev Talk, yes.
I'll be right back. Sorry, my pizza's here.
Ugh, I ordered pizza
There's a
last year, and I really wish I'd ordered it this year.
joke in here somewhere.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the VN guy. Yep, there it is. Just a guy did it.
Yeah, just for the record, the deer is currently in the other room because it's snowing outside and it didn't want to be outside.
I don't blame it.
Yeah, no, not at all. Nope. She is quite the little monster though. The only problem is that the carpeted floors, she just poops all over them because she doesn't know anybody.
Wow. Is this a pet deer? What is going on?
No,
here?
I legitimately live out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like out in the middle of the country. Like the closest like anything is probably at least a 20-minute drive away from me. So living out in the middle of the country, deer realize that you're not a terrible human most of the time.
My pizza. I am back.
Except, you know, for what I do for a living, they would if they knew what I did for a living, I don't think they'd come in my house.
What do you do?
Hi,
That
I'm
begs the
right.
question.
Hi, I'm Raichu. I write Nukage for a living.
Okay.
I write.
Deer don't care.
Yeah, deer
Yeah, no,
Have you
deer don't care
seen
about
them?
yeah, really. I mean, have you met a deer? Because all the deer that I've talked to are really into that sort of thing. They might be your new demographic, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what
Deer
did I walk
for
in?
computer.
what the fuck? Deer? Wait, hold on. I'm so confused.
I have a deer that lives in my house about half the day most of the time, and then it goes outside at night. But it's currently snowing out here, so
What the
it decided to come in.
Does
he
you just have your
scream?
door open? It's just like, is it cold?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I mean,
love
it's
the more you
it's
try to explain it.
you know,
to
I
us,
shut the
it
door
makes
over
sense.
here. I mean, I shut the door over here. I have a space heater. It's okay.
So like any predators try to get into your house to follow the deer?
That's a very good question. I'm a pretty heavy sleeper.
Oh
You're
my
gonna come
God.
home one day and see me like a wolf like inside your house? And
I
not
mean,
me?
I live in Nebraska, so if they decide to come up this far, that's all right. All the power to them.
Nebraska, people live there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So does corn.
yeah, a lot of corn, a lot of corn.
I thought it was just all corn. Didn't realize there anyone that
No,
actually lived-
that's Iowa. Iowa's 100% corn.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's hard to tell. There's a lot of corn out there.
Yeah, I'm used to like, you know, being in the East Coast and then, you know, like appearing in either Texas or in the West Coast and there's nothing in between.
Oh yeah, flyover zone. Yeah, oh, yeah. I love it. But no, the schools out here, they're so good.
For those of you wondering what pizza I got, it's a double pepperoni, light sauce.
Oh, it doesn't
Double
have
pepperoni?
it doesn't have pineapple. I don't like you anymore.
Pineapple? I made myself. I can't.
Sigh.
Fucking monster.
Let's see.
Are you guys judging my double pepperoni? What the hell?
Yeah.
It's so
Just
good.
people judge everyone else. That's just how it works.
Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Wait. Double pepperoni from where?
Domino's.
Oh,
Good
okay, yeah,
choice.
that's fine. I'm judging you positively.
Yeah, we had a gift card. Like it's either Domino's or
judge
Pizza Hut we
you.
get it from.
I've never had
Probably
Pizza Hut
the
in a while.
best of the easy brands to go to.
Yeah, Pizza Hut's really good. I like Pizza Hut better, but they're both pretty good.
I like Pizza Hut because they put the cheese inside of the crust, and it gives me an artery clog.
That is all pretty.
Yeah, 2D's all about wanting to die faster.
We've learned that the entire channel to die faster today, I think.
Everyone wants to go left.
I wanted to go back. I wanted to go back.
You know what we really need more of? We need more like group play VNs. That's what we really need on Twitch. Just get a bunch of group play VNs.
yes, that is such a good idea.
Thank you.
I love
It wasn't
I love
mine.
that suggestion.
Like group play VNs and like playthroughs together, or VNs designed for
Or
groups.
like monster Trump type stuff.
Yes, both.
Inclusive, or I got it. Like
Cool.
there are plenty of places that do read-throughs. Like I know, like my studio, we do read-throughs and some Sundays, and then I know Dev Talk does a read-through. So there are definitely some to find, but to get like a big community one, you probably have to be like a more popular visual novel. Like Katawa Shoujo always gets a big turnout whenever people play that. DDLC is also a big one in terms of EVNs in general.
Oh, someone said it. Still not a bingo. Darn it.
Yeah, that's
Oh, so
you've
close.
got to use EVNs as part of a word. So
Oh yeah, well if you want to use EVNs as part of a word,
I remember when I was called that in the chat because I thought EVN was short for erotic visual novel because that me incorrectly.
I mean,
it's okay.
I mean, basically,
fine.
like half of the industry is so.
This is more than half.
Yeah, it's more than
It's
half.
definitely more than half.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, there was also a while when it was sort of breaking into the English language where everyone just sort of assumed otome game and visual novel were interchangeable. So you'd have folks being like, this is an otome game about a guy who is dating some girls, or this is an otome game that
What?
has no romance and is about, you know, World War II. And everyone's
like-
ooh.
EVNs
Happen.
EVNs are huge for otome and LGBT. Like, go to itch.io, go to the top EVNs of all time there. It's going to be 90% LGBT or otome.
Yeah, it's true. There's like no questioning that.
Well,
The super
more
good
eye
community to
candy
be.
for me. I mean, I love otome games. I play them all the time. I'm so glad. I'll be probably one of the people contributing to those numbers on itch.io because I look out for them on there. And particularly actually the English language ones, because I find quite often the ones that get translated, because of the cultural differences, it can be a little bit difficult to feel like I agree with the protagonist. I don't know if anybody else has found that.
They're like EVNs in general are kind of being slept on a lot by people who like JVNs. Like there's a vast wealth of, you know, so many great EVNs that don't get a lot of press.
Yeah, personally,
like
I find that
PSC,
there's some issues with perception, and certain pockets of the community can be rather elitist. Like, one story that I like to tell is during the Umineko AMA, I had asked, someone asked the question of like, oh, how much of this will be retranslated for Umineko Gold? And I chimed in and was like, okay, well, I agree with this. Like, what are you guys going to do? Because here's some issues that I've noticed with the current version that's on Steam. And people fucking crucified me.
Yeah, yep, that happens.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't see the point. It's, you know, it's to the original Japanese. It's like, yeah, but you're not reading it in Japanese. You're reading it in English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the number, I know what you're talking about specifically because I was kind of there when it happened, but
Yeah.
there's a small minority of people who are like that, and the
And
community
they're
who are
extremely
particularly, and they are extremely vocal. Yes.
Actually, I don't know how professional it is of me to say. I'm not going to name any names, but a potential client that I had had this discussion with me where he basically said that he disagrees with localization because it's disrespectful to the original work. And who gives you the right to do it? And it's like licensing agreements exist for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like by agreeing to have your work
That's a
licensed and
yikes.
translated, you have there's an implication of trust. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
There wouldn't be a negotiated agreement if they didn't, think that you could handle it respectfully.
No. And
Unless
it's
the
very
intent
much-
was to ruin it, in which case sometimes that's better. But
No
Yeah.
translations ever. I hope no one plays my game in another language.
I know, right? Like,
More audience? What the hell?
So yeah, I've been in this really weird boat where it's like people have been coming to us saying, "Hey, we want to translate your English game to insert language here," and I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah, it's cool.
sign me the hell up."
Yeah.
We just released a French version of Tower of Five Hearts. We have a German version getting ready to come out.
Very nice.
Where I've got Spanish translations of all of my BL stuff, but my programmer hates me, so I can't release those just yet. I'm gonna end
Do you
up
have
reprogramming it in Ren'Py. So,
do you have anything going towards Russian or Chinese markets? Because I heard they're really good right now for VNs.
so what's really odd is all of the people that have approached us about the Chinese market. It's like, we're gonna use a machine translation. I'm like, no,
Nope.
No, yeah, that's a nope.
that is a get the hell away from me type of thing.
If you're planning on
Um,
doing that, I can do that.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
happy to do that and
like
not-
I don't know, I could put it in Google and smile and nod, and yeah, I'll make all the money, but no.
I think we've had a little bit of experience with the Chinese market for adventure games, and one of the obstacles that we came across is that the way that games are consumed over in those territories quite often is based on sort of streaming content little by little. So if you've noticed that a lot of the Asian sort of mobile games that get ported across to us seem to kind of come in little chunks, and you get a little bit more and a little bit more. It's because of just the way that they do it. So quite often it's quite hard unless you've written your software in such a way so as to take that into account, it then becomes quite difficult to access those markets. At least that's what we found. As for Russia, I can't comment too much on that, although I am Russian myself, but I would have thought that wouldn't piracy be quite an issue there still?
I mean, just go to Airgate
Piracy is
Download.
an
and
issue. Yeah.
Problem solved. Yeah, the person who owns Airgate Download lives in Russia. The big thing about Russia too, though, is the whole fact that anything that's LGBT is sort of frowned upon. Like, it's not a thing for you to be gay or lesbian or whatever. Like, they don't like that.
Yeah.
So a lot of the
By
games
the,
don't-
the authorities as opposed to
yeah. So like
Yeah.
most of my games are BL and Yuri. So like they might fly, but I'm not sure how that would all work in terms of like them having the ability to breathe tomorrow.
Well, I think the LGBT community in that I'm aware of, anyway, Moscow is quite vibrant. It's just that they're obviously being oppressed by
Yeah.
the state, and I would have thought that out of all the people there, they'd be even more inclined to want to consume such things, precisely because they would be, not be able to freely express their identity in public.
Yeah, and that makes it just a little tough. But I mean, if someone came up and said, "Hey, we want to do this," I'd be like, "Hell yes, here you go." What else do you want? Do you want my soul while you're at it? You can have it if you're translating.
Wait. Yeah, my only concern whenever people approach us is that we have no way of like quality checking it. So like we generally shy away from that until we get the ability to like double check it ourselves or have like a more reputable place to do it for us.
Yeah, I have a lot of connections with that too, though, that I can, like, for the German translation, I actually have a translator that I work with who's German. And it's
Right on.
like, hey, friend, if I paid you X number of money to look through this, would you just tell me if it's good or not? And he's like, oh, yeah, whatever.
If
that's
anyone
always
ever
helpful.
if anyone ever wants somebody to check whether their Dutch translator is any good, then you feel free to send me a message, and I'll be able to just. I can't do the translations, but Dutch is my second language, so I can definitely check.
If anyone is Dutch, let me know. 'Cause, we're having a character in one of our future games that is Dutch, and I don't want to like go into that without like knowing someone who is.
Well, I'm happy to check that as well if you want.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit down the road, but I'll definitely talk to people for it for sure.
Yeah, this is what it's all about, making connections.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And shilling and drinking.
And cats.
All of
I
the
was just about to say
Speaking
the
of,
same.
I haven't seen a cat picture in a while. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we're slacking here.
Yeah, right.
Can I post cat snakes?
Cat
Sure.
snakes?
Snack.
Got about another 15 minutes worth of cats to go.
Yeah, cat pictures are fine too. Or dog pictures.
Oh, you know what? You love it for me. Come on.
Those aren't cats.
Not cats.
Wait a second.
The off-brand starter pack.
hang on.
Yes.
That Amazon one looks like it's like gonna eat your soul. What the hell? Black eyes piercing into you.
I like how they completely jacked the logo part of it. They just added they just made it look like a happy face instead. I'm so confused.
Spam. I like that.
There's that one really scary, like Amazon commercial.
Wait a second,
You've seen
Maddie. Oh no.
All right, that's a cat.
There we go. Feels
Like
like one of those like tests for are you a robot or not? Find all the pictures that are cats. Oh, that's a cat.
Oh, God.
I did it. I identified a cat correctly. I'm not a robot.
That's exactly what a robot would say.
Oh, foil the cat.
Dun dun dun.
Checkmate robots.
Just wait.
There's actually an AI that was let loose on the internet, and the first algorithm it thought of on its own was to figure out how to identify if cats were in a photo.
Wow.
I love that. That's so good.
The most internet thing I've heard all day.
Bunny picture.
That's also not a cat. I'm doing it, guys. I'm passing the test.
Are we helping? We're helping, like when we do the reCAPTCHA stuff, like we're helping label training data, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
like-
training.
You're
Other stuff.
training cars not to kill people.
Like there's
True.
an AI on the other side that's like using your answers to trick its way into a website.
Oh my god. This chat. All right, we have 10 minutes left.
Nart.
Art.
Wait. The chat gets better and better every year.
Oh god, someone posted a picture of Subway to me yesterday, and it was. I think Perry, do you have that? Because I would love to see that before my talk, if I could. I need
Was
to
it that
laugh.
quality tweet about how
Oh,
they
an anime cat.
literally subbed?
Why does that cat with the beach ball? It seems like a kind of like a beach episode anime, but with a cat.
Yeah, that cat's
That's the
making
best
eyes at
episode.
Pretty
me.
sure that's the intention. Oh man. I love how free talk has become cat talk.
Hell yeah.
What else is there to talk about?
BNs.
Eh,
Amazing purple or red.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Nup sub.
I like how it's like peeking out from behind the building too.
Yeah.
Aww.
Aww.
hey.
All right. Tom wins. The cat with the end, like yes. Yeah, it's over, guys. Pack your bags.
I thought that was a corgi at first. I had to double take at it.
Automatic. Close enough. This automatic design thing that PowerPoint has these days is actually not too shabby.
Aw.
I did not know it existed, and now I feel dumb.
It's kind of new. It wasn't there before. I think they added it in a recent update.
Okay.
using their AI technology to figure out what's the best way to put things.
Rest in peace, Reva's cat.
Rest in peace.
Mhm.
Oh, there's one.
Generic game background.
That fist of discomfort. Hold on. Oh my god, it is.
Ay. QA engineers. Shh. Everyone's got a testing environment. I test in production.
Ooh. We should have a talk
I
about
live on the
that.
The QA picture reminds me of Valhalla. Just
I mean,
everything bad happens and then it blows up.
why do we have a talk about something that most VNs don't do?
Yeah, QA.
Yeah, that's the real oof.
I whined,
QA never QA.
I whined about it last year.
Yeah, we like talk around it. I have not had a QA person talk specifically about QA.
All right, I know what I'm doing next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next year, all of us sign up for the same talk.
Totally.
Every
Man.
QA, just do it. We're having a QA. Is the
Just
QA
fucking
stream.
do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Didn't we
year's
have a
the year of
QA talk in the
writing,
first
next
year?
year's the year of QA.
I think we had a very brief QA talk.
Yeah, that may be what it was.
The problem with QA is that even if you do QA and then you release something, it looks like you didn't do QA.
I test in the
Ever notice that?
lawsuit after release.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's like you fix 500 bugs, but then there's still another like 600 left. Like, grr.
Yeah.
Yep.
As long as there's one bug, there's 500 bugs in the eyes of the
Dude, I
public.
found one in a kinetic novel I released like 12 years ago, and no one had caught it for all 12 years.
That's a good thing, though, isn't it? No one noticed the bug.
But it was also game crashing, which is horrible.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
It was a feature.
Yeah. Well, it was part of this music loop, and no one had caught it because no one had gotten to the end of the track.
Damn.
Wow.
Brutal.
Like no one like idled? Wow.
Nobody idled until 12 years later. Someone just left their window open and walked away and came back and was like, "Hey, is this supposed to happen?" I was like, "Oh no!"
That's the
fair.
real like nightmare. Waking up realizing 12 years ago there's still a bug you have to fix.
Oh
I mean,
god.
that was
That is
supposed to
like
be
my
the
episode's
perfect
good.
one. Since it's kinetic, it's 10 minutes long. I used it to test every new engine, every new product. That was supposed to be the one. Didn't have any problems.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
See,
It
it's
just
proof that
punishes
someone-
you for waiting too long to click.
All right.
It's a feature that compels people to click.
Yeah, keep playing. Keep playing.
Play or get.
Click or die.
Click or die. Die.
All right. I am going to pass presenter to Nye. We start at 2:05, so
God.
there's 5 minutes left, but you can like prepare and get settled in, and then
I definitely was not ready.
yep. So we can all settle in and just we're in for another hour. I think the next chunk is about an hour and a half ish of talks. The breaks become more frequent after that.
Hype.
Yep. But it's So last chance of
Yeah.
grab a drink, get your tea, get a snack.
Yay.
Yay.
How do you follow up cats though, for real? Any point
Relax.
before I start?
I mean, do I need to link more deer pictures? Is that what you're telling me?
There we go. Followed up here.
I still don't understand how that deer has
100%.
free access to your home.
That
I know,
is-
what the fuck?
that needs to be a talk. Honestly, we need to talk. About that.
I mean, it's not my call. It's my mom's call. So
All right.
she's like, "I want the deer to come in." I said, "Okay, the deer can come in. You're cleaning
Knocked
up
out
the
apples for it and everything.
She chopped
Yes.
up the apples and now she's asleep. Like,
The deer or your mom?
probably both at this point, actually. No, but her contract ends in a couple weeks, so
The
she'll
deer or
go.
your mom?
Probably both, actually, because
God damn it.
I don't want to clean up after the deer once my mom leaves. Bless her heart.
Oh god.
Which one? Oh, both. But no, she's like, oh my god, it's so cold outside. And I'm like, yeah, it's cold outside. That's what deer are built for that. But I wanted to come inside. I'm like, okay, flower child, you do you.
That's the most interesting thing I've learned all conference.
Raichu has
Rep the conference. Holy crap.
Oh man, this is crazy.
It really is. This is a special VN Con.
They're all
The audience is suicidal. The guests are all insane, and you know.
And Aggie is the cat herder. So
yeah.
Yeah, I run this show. It's as weird as I tolerate it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, but let's not forget that the points don't matter as well in that earlier assessment.
They don't. Why am I doing this then?
For exposure, obviously.
Yeah, only point that matter is your blood alcohol level.
Yeah. But I do it for the lemons too.
Oh no!
Oh,
Please.
no. Oh, hey, bingo square though.
I think you did it on purpose, just to fuck with us.
I do.
You know, I'm starting to get a little concerned about everyone planning a new visual novel in the chat here about how my mom is a deer.
Okay, so during my talk, I am not going to look at Discord. I am not. I'm
I
sorry.
would sell so well.
I learned that the very first year, shut down Discord, especially
Yeah.
during
Don't look at me.
during the Nukage talk, because everyone and their dog just starts going crazy, and I'm just like, y'all, I can't do this. I have ADHD. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
It was also
yeah,
like your talk. Like your talk was pretty fucking good capstone.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't resist putting him last, though. It winds up being that he gets to close out every year.
I love it. It's best part. Well, I didn't close it the first year. I can't remember who went after me, actually. Hold on.
I don't remember
I'm
either.
gonna pay extra attention to the hentai talk so I can stop writing about how cum tastes like honey when it doesn't. The biggest
That was your
lie.
go-to phrase.
What's funny about that is that I have a story about that.
Oh no.
Oh
No.
my.
There's
They're little bees.
do I tell the story or do I wait?
Yep. Obviously, yes.
Okay, telling the story.
Make
Okay.
it quick.
So
Got 30 seconds.
there is a short dojin that goes out. It's about a Futanari character
Oh,
who
boy.
has the ability to morph. So of course she can grow the penis and do whatever she wants. Has never tasted cum before, had no idea what it tasted like, so she made
I'm
it
so
taste
glad this is before my talk.
So she made her cum taste like frosting, and the protagonist is like, wait a second, how does this work? She's like, well, it was either that or honey. So I was really confused after that. So I wrote a short story about it. And if I can find it during the stream, I'm not sure if I'll be able to, I will link it.
And on that
Oh.
note,
Wow.
Wow, I'm glad this is what we segue into my talk.
You are most
Oh.
welcome.
Wow.
well, now that the audience is nice and warmed up, right?
Yeah, that's the best opening act I could have asked for.